Guys, welcome to today's stream. I don't know why it's like failing to post to Twitter. I don't know what's going on with Twitter right now, but anyways, let's go ahead, post and let everybody know I'm live. Start up this game. I was about to say, I was like, what is going on? Alright, post this, that. Alright, post on YouTube. And post on, I'm going to post on Facebook. Post on Twitter. Okay, everything's been posted. Turn that stuff off. Go ahead and get this headset. Attempt to play this game. Even though it's a Ubisoft game, I'm like, fam, I don't know. I got a trust issue with Ubisoft games. So, if I don't play this game for that long, I have my reasons. Ubisoft just don't know how to make video games. It's like they failed that crew, not the crew. Well, I mean, they did kind of in a way, but Division 2 definitely. Rainbow Six Siege, I'm like, they just, I don't know. I mean, these games are alright, but if it's a Ubisoft game, most likely ain't gonna be all that, so. Alright, let's play this. See what goes down. Hopefully people join the stream. I'm like, dang, past few days, it's just been kind of boring. For a split second, I thought they only had one S in the last part of my name. I was about to say, you mean to tell me I've been having my Xbox name with only... I know for a fact it had two S's. I'm about to say, I'm like, somebody messing with my account. Well, this game's already having a bad start. Freaking, like, long loading screen. It's like, dang, it's like, this stuff shouldn't be this long. What did I click on? You get to see what I clicked on. It want to take forever to load up. I'm like, dang, just load. I guess. That's crazy how, like, every game today got, like, a battle pass of some sort. So I'm like, bruh, not every game needs a battle pass. Like, one game, that's it. Like, a whole catalog of games, they all don't need a battle pass. I'm gonna just say that right now. Dang, like, does it really take that long for something to load? I mean, come on now. So what other cars do I got? Okay, Aston Martin, Mercedes-Benz, buggy, truck. All the cars that I got? Dang, I thought I had more. I guess I'll just use this. I just could have sworn I had more than just this car. They always start me off in Florida. I'm like, fam, there ain't nothing out here in Florida. Unless they got some, like, races out here. See, that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know if I've done this race or not. I guess I'll just do it anyways. I don't know if I've done it, but I'll do it anyways. I feel like something's just off by the controls. Like, it just seems like it's a little bit delayed. Yeah. Freaking controls are delayed. Like, I'm moving the analog stick and that car is barely moving. Better not do no dumb stuff. I'm like, fam, I download this game so I can enjoy it. I get mad. I want to enjoy the game, be happy. Come to the bottom of my car, don't light up. It's like, out the way. Don't do that. Don't drive in front of me. Out the way, people. My phone gotta go off right now. It's like it's not the time. It is just it's really not the time. I know I killed those people. Dang, just hot dog stand, man. Just how they gonna say that my thing is like higher than the other cars, but they're beating me? And this car just ain't got no control whatsoever. Like, nah, I'm not racing that. No, end the race. It's like abort, because it's like the car ain't got no handling, so we're gonna have to get ourselves a new car. It's like, I want a car that can handle. It's a handling, almost say expert, yet I can't even control the car. Yeah, a whole lot of handling. It's like, where and how do I buy new cars? I'm looking for it. I need a dealership. Don't they have a dealership in California? Let's see what this is. I should have just drove there, so I could have at least unlocked some stuff. I don't think I even have money to buy me a car anyways. That's why I'm like, man, it's like, go give people a car that's drivable. Don't give a person a car that's not drivable. It's like car came in like, instead of trying to do things, he came and do stuff. These are like the only vehicles they has. Like, where... So they just have it where you just can't buy cars? Like, you just walk around and just not do nothing? Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, bruh, that doesn't even make any sense. I want a Dodge Challenger. That's the car I really want. Oh, I do have money in this game. Okay, never mind. Cadillac. They had that one car, freaking Plymouth Fury from that movie Christine. I definitely would want that. Of course, gotta get a season pass. Mercedes Benz, it's like, man, that's a luxury car. That's a car you buy when you got money. It's like, I'm gonna buy that car in no game. Just like, I gotta buy a season pass for it. Like, man, get out of here with that. Do they not have Dodge Challengers? Wait a minute. That's a 2013. I don't know. Why are these cars so expensive? What they mean by a bundle? What they mean by that? They better not have no dumb stuff where it's all like, oh, I gotta like buy a bundle thing to use it. Why is it like so old looking? They ain't got the newer Dodge Challenger? It's like, fam, they like 3 different Dodge Challengers that came out after this. How much does that new one cost? What's this for GT? They got like 2, bruh. These people. What's this? That's $300 and something dollars. Can I like sell one of my current cars? I swear, man. I don't really want to buy the old one. I want the new one, but I guess I am gonna have to buy the old one. And it's crazy how it's like the old one costs $200 and something thousand in this game. It's like, bruh, it's not the new one. It's this. It's like you giving away like cars that came out like 10 years ago. Like, man, come on now. And what they mean by bundle. About to say, I'm like, I'm not buying no bundle. It's like I'm sitting there getting this car and this car only. Okay. What stuff can I do with this car? I should just drive across, freaking do like a road trip stream. Okay. Guess I'll change the title. Road trip. Alright. Then just upgrade the car along the way. I feel like, yeah, handling is so much better on this. I don't know what was wrong with that Mustang. That Mustang is cursed. I missed my turn. This look like a freaking Cheetos got a Dodge Challenger. I feel like this is what it would look like. Just a fast orange car, or like an orange juice company. I'm all in the bike lane, but I swear I don't know how to drive in games. So usually when I get to like areas where there's like a lot of grass and open fields, that's where they have all the upgrades and stuff. Oh, that man lost a life, so. Like, as a kid, I think kid me would definitely be proud of who I am today when it comes to racing games. Like, I'm not hitting every car that I see. Like, I can maneuver around. It's like stuff at the bottom distracting me. What does that mean? But nearby, I'm good. I ain't focused on no photo op right now. Just trying to upgrade my car. Have the best possible car in this game, so when I do a race, I'm not freaking getting cheated out of a race because the car act like it can't turn and do no other extra stuff. Actually, no, wait a second. It's like, can I do upgrades to the car now? Performance. I sure can. Purpose. What do they mean? What does that mean? Okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm not feeling that. Oh, okay, I get it now. Now it makes, oh, okay. Yep. 100% understand what it meant. I was like, I didn't know what it was saying at first, but okay, I get it. Stuff can't add it because it's not high enough level for my car. Makes sense, makes sense. Then it's my turn again. Okay, that's the handbrake. I wonder if that's not a player. Now it's just a random plane. What does that mean? Nah, because it might mess up my map. I'm just trying to head out somewhere. Dang, am I still in California? They like Palm Springs. I'm like, dang, I'm still out here? Oh. Okay, alright, you know what? Let's see what this stuff is. Capture this splendor of Condor. What does that mean? I don't even... First off, how do you even take pictures? Well, on that note, I'm just gonna keep on driving. I don't know what a Condor is. I'm like, man, yeah, I'm like, that thing ain't in front of me. I'm like, and plus, like, acting like my character. I'm like, bruh, it's a card game. There's just something about this game where I'm like, the first one, I'm telling you, like, anybody that... Alright, well... The first one just seemed like it just played out better. I mean, even though it was like, this ain't really a story-based game, but you can definitely tell the difference between both. Like, one was story-based, this one was just... I don't know. Like, I think there's games out there that try to blend in, like, oh, being a content creator in a video game where it's like, fam, we're already content creators. It's like, you guys are focused in on all this extra stuff in the game, and I'm like, you don't even need to do all of that. You could just come out with a racing game with no story and just be like, alright, do this race, do this race. Yeah, have it where we gotta, like, beat certain people and bosses and all that crap, but, like, fam, it's we already doing that. Claw in Order. Appreciate the that's a dope name too. I like that. But thank you for the follow. But yeah, I'm like, first one, I did like the first one. I played that a couple of times and beat it a couple of times. This one, on the other hand, I played this game numerous times and have yet to do anything. I feel like I don't do nothing in this game. Dust storm? All the clouds look like that. They don't look like clouds. When have clouds been black? Like, I ain't even trying to make this like a color thing, but like, I definitely don't trust a black cloud. Like, why is somebody going to use that against me? TMossBoss is racist towards black clouds. He was playing this video game called The Crew 2. And he had a beef with black clouds. I'm like, well, look at them. Like, fam. Gonna be a whole hashtag. Black clouds matter. What's up, Claw? How's life treating you? Claw in Order, I feel like that's like a dope name. You can, like, anything that gotta do with claws, like, hey, you got something going on with that. Good. Doing a little drink break. I just realized the license plate, like the little, what's this? Oh, now they let me know about photo mode. Okay, Flight of Condor. Just getting ready to play The Crew 2 myself. My sermon ready for Sunday. Okay, okay. Yeah, I just recently downloaded this game. Just decided to get back into it. It's like, I'm like on and off with this game. I like it, but then there might be times where I don't like it, and I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I think what I am going to do is figure out how to turn off filter. How I get rid of that, like, mission, because I don't want that mission thing on the side the whole time I'm trying to play this game. So if they could just take that off real quick. Oh my god, bruh. Do they have Koenigseggs in this game? Lambo Koenigsegg. Figure that much. It was gonna cost a lot. Drift Edition. Dang, he's living up to the prices. Wait, which one is the family car? And a map expansion. Oh, are they? Huh, that should be dope. They should though, like have it where it's like we're racing in like Canada or South America or somewhere like in Europe. What game they need to... I don't know if you've ever played that video game. You would probably like it if you're liking this game based off of the map size. But there's this video game called Fuel that came out back in the Xbox 360 days. That was without doubt. Probably, that's a racing game that I'm like, fam, re-release that. Like, let me play that. I've been playing that game day and night, man. That game was good. It's called Crew to Orlando. So it's alright. You know, like that kind of hurts a little because I'm like, fam, I hope they mean like Orlando, like there's an Orlando in Europe. Because if they just add on more to Florida, I'm like, fam, that's... I'm positive. Hold on for a second. Let me see something real quick. So they don't have, like, so it's just Louisiana. So they ain't really, like, going that much based off of the U.S., but still... They could have just added that. What they need to do is add like every major city, so when they do come out with a new one or an expansion, it's like they're doing something a tad bit more. I thought it was gonna be something in Europe. They just like, oh no, we just gonna add more to Florida. Right, why is this so dark? Okay, let me just take a random photo so I can have that thing disappear. Like, I don't know what they want from me, but I'm like, fam, just... Hey, got an achievement. Act like an... Looks good. Oh, okay. Cool. Finally got that mess off. I ain't crashed and got distracted. I'll be glad when Forza Horizon 5 comes out. I can play that. Like some a little bit more modern. It's like I will play Forza Horizon 4, but I'm like, I feel like I've done everything I need to do in that game. Plus, that game was acting weird. What's up, Hamza? See a new podcast. Yeah, I did a couple of episodes today. Bro, there's like no upgrades out here. I'm just out here just driving around just because. Dude, oh, okay. I do so many episodes. I mean, it don't really matter if I like did or didn't. I'm just gonna treat everyone as if it is like my first time shouting her out. I probably ain't got all the upgrades. I'm gonna have to take a different route. I swear, that thing's just so... I figure out... I said I was gonna do that last stream. I was like, I'm gonna figure out how to turn notifications off about achievements on my computer. That stuff be so delayed. Wasn't a bot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He wasn't talking like a bot. Plus, I don't think there's bots in Twitch streams that would try to sell you cars in Forza. But yeah, like I said, dude wasn't talking like a bot. No, that was an actual person. It's like, I didn't even realize people like that even exist in Forza community on Twitch. I'm like, fam, it's like people are streaming the game. It's like, I ain't trying to buy no cars from nobody. It's like, I'll play the game and buy the car myself. Damn, there is no upgrades out here. That's weird. Usually I'll drive... Hey, yo, this look like the same spot. In that... Nah, never mind. I was about to say, it looked like that same spot in that movie Legions, but nah. Not really. Not a whole lot. What happened? 2 motor stars earned. Drive anywhere, anytime. I've done this before. I've done this so many times in this game. This is all I do in this game. I don't like racing because the race is just as weird. Sure, you can redeem them for permanent mod status. Yeah, go for it. It's like, hopefully this works. That's what I get from that. Nothing. Oh. Oh. Dang. I know you get $15,000 just by taking a... Alright. Love this game, not gonna lie. What's up, Jet? Yeah, The Crew, it's a very good game. I mean, like, I don't know, like, I feel like they could maybe, like, instead of trying to, like, make it seem like, oh, like, this is like a YouTuber life type game, instead of just making it just a regular old racing game, I've been dope with that. But nah, it got, like, a good concept to it. I'm going to get 20K. It's gonna take me about 4 months. Yeah. Yeah, getting points in games, or not in games, in Twitch streams, it does take a little bit longer. I think if you, like, give bits or subs or something, you possibly could get more, but yeah, I don't think everybody's trying to, like, gift bits and subs and stuff to get to that. I want cops in it. Didn't they have cops in the first one? I could have sworn they had cops in the first one. Because wasn't your character... No, he wasn't a cop. I think he got... Like, his brother got killed. And he would say, yeah, they did. Okay, okay. Yeah, I remember now. Like, maybe if it had been, like, the first one's story... Now, all of a sudden, just snow just came up out of nowhere. Maybe if it had, like, the first crew, like, the story. But in this, it probably would have been good. Birthday, just January. So, yeah, give it some time. But yeah, they just have random snow just show up out of nowhere. Huh, weird. Maybe it's snowing in this area. I don't know if they're going like real weather time. If it snows out in the desert, that's scary. This don't really seem like a desert. I don't know, it can be. In rain. Snow is not better than rain. You can drive in rain. You can't drive in snow. It's like car accidents happen in the rain, but not as much as snow. That's why they encourage people. It's like, if it's snowing outside, don't drive out in no snow. Happened. Tristan 17200. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I should be like Tristan Thompson. He's like, hey, real quick, I got a basketball game in a couple of weeks. And I was just wondering, like, you got any... I'm like, wait a minute, what? This would be fun though. Just take a Dodge Challenger or just any car, any preference, but preferably like a car that I like. Go and just take a road trip. That'd be so fun. When I was 7 or 8 and I was playing the crew. That part where you getting chased by the FBI to school next day, ain't stay at all. Made map, started doing my gameplay for that mission, I executed at home, passed the mission. Bro, I don't know how many times I was at school and was like overall trying to figure out like, okay, how can I do this level? Talking with friends and whoever, and then like watching videos and all that other stuff. Like, fam, that's all I did when I was in school too, so. First person is a vibe in this game. Is it? Hold on for a second. Let me... That kind of looks weird, though. It's like he's using the windshield wipers, but, like, ain't nothing going across the window. Like, barely. I usually like racing or driving in third-person view, because at least it's just easier for me to, like, turn and stuff. So I can, like, always see what's on, like, the other side of me. But, like, nah, first person in some video games, it do hit. What game was it they added, like, that first-person view? I mean, they always seem like they always had, like, the bumper view and then, like, the hood view, but never, like, inside the car. I can't remember which game I found that out, but I was like, hey, yo, this looks so much better. I remember, I think, when I very first came across that in video games, I was like, hey, yo, this is dope. He was good. Oh, yeah, it was. Then I remember I bought, or I didn't buy it, I already had it, but I went to go play it on my Xbox Series X, and the game don't work. Game froze. I remember that was like one of the first games I played to overall see how it looked. And yeah, the game just kept freezing on me. I remember I posted a video. That video went, it didn't go like as viral, but a lot of people comment on that video saying the same issue with them. Saying how like they got the new Xbox and overall it just does that. I don't know where this meteor crater is at, so I am gonna focus on that right now. Okay, I wasn't even nowhere near those people. They were moving out the way. Okay, I almost hit those people. But yeah, Need for Speed. That's what games they need to re-release is the original Most Wanted. They need to re-release some of them old Need for Speed games. Instead of, like, these companies keep coming out with these new games thinking people, oh, they want to play the, no, like, nah, we want to play the old ones. I have to say, that's probably the #1 reason why, if anybody has, like, old consoles like PlayStation 2 or like, the GameCube or any other type of, like, old console, like, it's because of those games. But me, I was like, I remember I went crazy one day at GameStop's, traded in a bunch of those, all of them, all my PlayStation 2 games. And I'm like, man, I kind of wish I didn't do that. I probably have been playing some PlayStation 2 games right now. I don't know if I'll be able to stream it, but I figured out something. I don't even think you can play PlayStation. If I had, like, the PlayStation 4 or 5, I don't even think I'd be able to play, like, not all of them. Maybe if they have it where you could, but I think on the Xbox you can. I think you can play, if you have the disc, you can play, like, any old Xbox 360 game. I don't know why they make it where games is like that. I wish Steam, they came out with, like, a freaking console, like, thing. Something like how they're going to come out. That doesn't even make any sense. They're trying to come out with, like, a handheld device where you can play games, but they wouldn't come out with, like, a console. Seemed like it would have been a lot easier, and graphics would probably look a lot better if they did come out with a console. Like, maybe they did and I just don't know about it. I know one thing for sure. I'm like, fam, they must have updated this game to where you just don't find... Usually they have it where stuff will be like... would make the... like something start blinking or flashing to let me know like, oh, I gotta drive off-road to get some stuff. They don't even like, fam, I've been driving in this game for 40 minutes and still have not gotten nothing. What's wrong with that building? I don't know, maybe if I head more towards like the East Coast. Because where am I now? I'm like... Okay, so I'm kind of like in the like central. Okay, okay. Remember my brother, his friend in this game, you a RP, being a rich kid, join party and start saying something weird, start screaming in the mic till they would mute me, still hear me through my brother's mic. Alright, bro, that's like me back in the Xbox 360 days. I was constantly like joining my friends' parties, yelling, screaming. What else? Just overall, like, there was, like, me and it was, like, one of my friends. We always would do that to each other. Constantly just messing with each other's friends. I was like, those the good old days. Freaking Xbox 360 10 years ago. Telling you. That would have definitely been the time where I'm like, I wish I had, like, a capture card and a laptop or a gaming PC. And just been recording. I probably that content would have just been unmatched. That's why I say, like, back then, I really wish I had been taking YouTube serious back then, because it was so fun. Like when Battlefield 3 had came out, staying up in the middle of the night, like just yelling and arguing with people. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I'm considering on buying that, because I'm like, I really want to buy that. Modern Warfare 3, but that's the thing, I don't get why they're like, oh, and if you want to buy that game, it's gonna be like $30. Like, hold on for a second, let me see something real quick. Oh, there might be a thing. Hold on. Okay, hold on for a second. Is there something out here, or is it just my imagination? Then I remember my brother was talking about something serious as friends. I would hide my voice and make it sound like I was a girl and say, keep in your bed, you're 13 Gilry. That's messed up. That is messed up. That's funny, but that's messed up. Oh, can't go this way. Okay, any other game, I'd crash through that, no problem. Bro, where is this thing at? There it goes. I thought I can, like, crash through it. Okay. Alright, but no, I wanted to show you guys, like, why the #1 reason why I won't buy Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Hold on, let me see if I could type up just MW3. Nope. Not gonna lie, New York in this game is just buildings copy and paste it. Oh, and bruh, the freaking what is this? Yeah, Seattle. You know, look like Seattle. They just put up the Space Needle and was all like, okay, this is all what we're gonna do with Seattle. But yeah, look at that. I'm not paying no $30 for a game that came out like 10 years ago. And they don't even have multiplayer, so I don't know why they re-released that. And I'm like, bruh, no. But yeah, I was like, man, that's stupid. Game came out, I don't even know if like a store nearby would have Modern Warfare 3. Because I'm saying, if they got Modern Warfare, got the remaster for free. I think I bought mine on PlayStation, but I don't even have a PlayStation anymore. Because I sold it once I got the Xbox Series X. If I would have known that I was going to become a Twitch streamer in the next or 2 months after I got my Xbox, I probably would have still kept it. Yeah, I was all like, it's crazy to think, like, dang, next month it'll be officially a year since I've had my Xbox Series X, because I got mine on release date. As soon as that Xbox came out, I was like, fam, surprisingly, I beat the bots too. Like, I was not expecting that, but I rapid clicked. I was like, bruh, I had all those years of playing video games and just rapid clicking buttons. Man, I'm telling you. My heart was racing when I was trying to get my Xbox Series X. This game is so beautiful. I had to go there. I'm going on a little road trip now to New York, but yeah, I had to go there. But yeah, Seattle, it's like you go to Seattle and then you look at Seattle in this game, it's just, it ain't the same. That's what they should do. They should just, like, if they're gonna just take, like, the cities, I'm like, okay, then, like, actually use them. Use the cities. Make Seattle look like Seattle. Make LA look like LA. Make New York City look like New York City. They just threw a bunch of buildings around, and put the Space Needle up, and it was just like, oh, we got Seattle. Okay, wrong way. Just wanted to live in Seattle because I thought it was just like how iCarly described it. Nah. I can tell you right now, iCarly's Seattle is, yeah, it's obviously better, but it ain't, nah, that's not how it is. I wish, but nah. Does it rain a lot there? During, like, winter, yeah. This past summer, it didn't rain too much, but yeah, when it's, like, winter and around that time, like, pretty much any, like, you know, season besides summer, it's gonna rain. Alright, guess just gonna drive off this cliff. But yeah, it's like, you're going to want to live, like, in places outside of Seattle. You don't want to live, like, inside, because it's going to be mad expensive. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Is that a wolf? What was that I hit? Oh, it was like a wolf of some sorts. I don't know. Yep, add that. Add that. Where I live, the capital is Edmonton. Best way to describe Edmonton is living inside of a brick wall as it had rained into you. Dang. I would not like that. Yeah, I love the rain. It's like I've lived out in, like, or outside of Seattle my whole life. So overall, like, you know, I love it. I love it out here, man. I don't like when it's too hot outside. When it's too hot and just uncomfortable, I'm like, fam, I can't do this. Like this past summer when it was like freaking, how hot was it? It was overall, I didn't know I had. Oh, is that the thing that oh, okay. That's sick. I like that. But yeah, it was uncomfortable this past summer. Where it was like freaking how hot was it? It was like 113 degrees one day. Did that thing uncheck? It actually unchecked, I swear. I don't know why it unchecked. Get back on the main road. It was 110 degrees all of July. Kind of sad because my ink glue melted. Dang. Yeah. It was just uncomfortable, man, this past summer. Like, honestly, sitting downstairs, because I tried to, like, stream and I tried to record videos, but it was just, couldn't do it. And then I was trying to be in my room, couldn't be in my room. I sat downstairs the whole day and ate ice cream. That was my summer vacation. Then it was funny, one of my friends, she was like, oh, let's go to the beach. Or it wasn't when it was like 100, but it was like 80, 90 degrees outside. I think it was like 90 the day she asked me. Best summer vacation ever. Nah. Me, I like to get up and be active. I don't like sitting around, you know, doing stuff. I gotta be working on videos. But if I'm just not doing nothing, I mean, I did kind of work on some videos, but I had to be downstairs and I couldn't record some of the videos. And then it was like my fan wasn't really doing a whole lot. So I'm sitting downstairs just like melting, sweating. I hate sweating. I'll tell you that much right now. I hate sweating. My friend, she was really trying to get me outside. And I'm not light skinned. I'm pretty dark. You know, I'm not dark, but like, I fall like right in that category as dark skinned. Like, I'm like a few steps like in front of the border of dark skinned people. And so being outside and, you know, the sunlight is usually attracted to heat. Or to heat. Attracted to like dark surfaces. Yeah, that's not good for me. It's not good for me at all. I'm like, I'm not cut out for that. I don't know what that means. I ain't gonna fool with it. But yeah, I was like, the sun is just... It is funny because you would think like, okay, I was born in the summertime, so you would think like, oh, okay, he likes the sun. He's chill. Nah, I'm a winter person to the heart. See, being light skinned is the best, and heat don't get affected. I get heated up. Yeah, it ain't like that for me. Being dark skinned, it's like you just it hurts. It hurts being dark skinned at times, especially when it's sunny outside, bruh. And that's the thing with like dark skinned people. Like, we be out here sweating for no reason. Summertime sweating, springtime sweating, fall sweating, winter sweating. Hate the winter, but I love summer with the wind. Yeah, if it's like windy outside, if it's cold, cool. But if it's just pure hotness, nah, can't do it. In winter, I'm like, bruh, that's like to me, because I say I'm kind of like a vampire. I don't like the heat. I don't like sunlight. I don't like any of that. I like when it's gloomy outside, raining, or snowing, but preferably rain, because I'm like, rain is just a little bit more bearable. And just overall cold outside. Like, the funny thing is like, I can get comfortable when it's like 20 degrees outside. And when it's like 120 degrees outside, can't do it. Can't do it. 20 degrees outside, bro, I got blanket, I got my covers, a heater, I'm good. Hold on for a sec, I gotta check my phone. Don't look at your phone and drive. Do what I'm doing right now. Alright. Seen everything I need to see. Snow, winter. Of a flashbang? Yeah, it's the most beautiful flashbang in the world for me. I go outside and it's snowing, I'm like, yes, finally. That's one thing though that I didn't like when it snowed, was that, because this is prior before I like became a full-time content creator. But when it would like snow and I worked at this job that was like in Seattle, I live outside of Seattle. So in snow, it's gonna take me like an hour and a half, or not even in snow. In snow, it's gonna probably take me a lot longer. But like, even in rain conditions, it took me like an hour and a half at times to get to work. Like, there is at times where it would be like, I would be late getting to work. And my manager, there was the one manager, the guy, he was chill. But the other manager, she was not chill about me staying home. And I'm like, do you not see the weather conditions outside? You really think I'm going to slip and break my spine just so I could come in and serve some customers? Like, you must got me confused with somebody else. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I ain't doing that. That man, she was like, I don't know. She'll have her days where she was chilled, but then after a while, it's like, it was like the opposite. Like, usually a person you like gonna start off, you're gonna start there with an attitude, and then you're gonna work your way to being cool with everybody. She just did a complete like 360 on that, or 180, not 360. 360 she had been cool still, but yeah, she just did a complete 180. Started off cool, and then was just like getting mad at me over some like weird stuff. That had to have been the weirdest, when it was like, fam, I live outside of Seattle. Far outside of Seattle. I wish my job was walking distance, so I could just go ahead and walk into work. But that's the crazy thing about it. It's like, I don't mind walking in some snow. I walk in snow, rain, hot weather, cold weather, windy, what else? But if it's like, you expect me to go to a complete different city and it's snowing outside? Nah. And it wasn't like, okay, the snow would be melted and gone after a few hours. Like, nah. It was snow that was, like, there to stay. So, she tripped. Then the other manager, he was chilled. And then, then the one, she was also a manager. So, it was, like, 3 managers that was there. And the one manager, she had issues, and then the other 2 was chilled. One manager, I called her up, and she was just like, hey, you ain't got to explain it. She was like, I'm staying home today, too. And she lived in Seattle. So that's how you know it was bad, when you lived in Seattle, and you still couldn't make it into work. Oh, freaking Super, or Captain TMossBoss, she was expecting me to just be a superhero. Just slide on Captain America's shield all the way to work. Like, lady, man, yeah, give me a jetpack. Give me that jetpack that was on top of that building in San Andreas, then I'll come into work. Till then, if I ain't got that jetpack, I'm staying right here, and I'm gonna be at home. I would have loved to see her reaction to one day. I remember I was so sick one day. I remember I couldn't. I thought man's is gonna transmit from home to work. No, seriously. She seriously did. I would have loved to see her reaction to one day. I remember there was this one day where I was so sick. Bro, I can barely move. I barely could get out of bed. It honestly felt like I had, like, you know what the funny thing about it is, like, when you get the second vaccine shot and then how they say, like, you're sick and all that. It was worse than that. Like, I would have rather have dealt with getting that second vaccine shot all over again than to, and this was like years prior before COVID and all that stuff. But I remember I could like barely move. I couldn't eat. What other issues I was having. Like overall, like it was pretty bad that day. I don't know what was wrong with me, but it was pretty bad. And I called out. I said I couldn't make it. That was like the one day I had to say that I was really sick. But knowing her, she had been like, oh, it's, you know, you're fine. You could come in. Or she was like, or you're not going to get paid for today. I know they did do that to one of the people that worked at my job. She ended up getting a full-time position at the job she was already working. Because she had two jobs. She had a part-time job, and then she had our job. And she worked full-time with us, part-time at the other. But they were really trying to dock her pay or say that she ain't getting paid because she called out sick one day. And I'm like, she was like another me. Like, she barely called out. So I was like, wait a minute, what? And they was like, they realized, I remember she didn't show up, which I already knew of. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'll just do some extra work. I'm like, hey, that's just more money for me. And then I remember she stopped showing up, so I went over to her other job, and I was like, hey, yo, what's going on? Then that's when she told me she quit. Because they was like, they wasn't trying to pay her for calling out sick. And I'm like, wait a minute, didn't you have, I'm like, you have sick leave, right? She said, yeah. And they still wasn't trying to pay her. And I was like, oh, no, that place is shady. That place is shady. I remember it was like, not too long ago, it was actually a few months ago, they called me. They wanted me to, like, come back and work for them, I guess, for a few days or something. Or there was, like, some event. I don't know whether it was an event or they wanted me to come back and work there permanently. Regardless, I ignored the call. I was like, nah, I'm not going back. I'm doing perfectly fine being a small content creator. I was like, I ain't got no reason to be going back. And deal with the manager that was mad because I'd sat there and was it was snowing outside and I couldn't show up. Nah, I'm good. What the? Did I just see a ghost car? Nah, bro, this place is cursed. I'm driving. I'm getting up out of here. I seen a car that was like on this side of me. I just seen a ghost car. Nope. In fact, let me just make sure I get far away. Most people be like, oh, let me go try and follow and investigate. Not me. I know how those movies end. I will not be that one person to find out, so. Wait, what's this billboard? That thing gonna wait till the last minute to cross. My fault, my fault. Who's that supposed to be, Jordan? White bands from the ground to the top. Huh, okay. Cool, I guess. Sorry to whoever that car is. I had a stomach bug at my first job. I went home because I couldn't walk without puking. I got to my boss's office and told him I'm vomiting a lot. Can someone else take my shift? The man said, oh, you kids getting pregnant at a young age. I tell you, I wanted to throw him up into the ceiling. I'm like, wait a second. hold on for it. Okay, so what? Like, well, wait a minute. Are you a boy or a girl? Because I'm like, if you're a girl, then I'm like, fam, like, if so, I'm like, okay, then I'm sick and I need to go home. If I'm a boy, I'm like, fam, regardless if you're puking, boy or girl or not, boy, okay. Yeah, I'm like, even more, I looked at him and been like, do you think I'm the pregnant man or something? Fam, I am vomiting. There ain't no time for no jokes. I am sick. Yeah, I'm like, somebody like that, I've been like, yeah, because I'm really out here getting pregnant. He was like, he wanted to, the thing is, features either. Okay, so that's even, yeah. And based off of what things you said before, I was like, I don't know why I even asked the question, but it's like, you kind of threw me off with that, and I was just like, wait a minute, what? But, yeah, I've been looking at him like, fam, you like, how long did it take you to think of that joke? Like, you wanted to use that joke, but it was like, dang, this is gonna, he was like, next person that come through here, and they saying that they throwing up, he was like, oh, I'm gonna crack this joke. He's like, I've been thinking of this joke since 1985, like, oh, this joke gonna hit, somebody gonna laugh at this one. You come through, I'm like, hey man, look, I'm puking, and I'm sick, like, I'm gonna have to go home. He's like, ah, dang. He was just like, he really had to come through. It couldn't have, he was like, it couldn't have been the new girl we just hired, like, it had to be him. Okay, I'm gonna say the joke anyways. He was like, man, you kids getting pregnant younger and younger. Like, I'm like, fam, look at me. That was a Camaro? That was a Camaro. My fault. My fault. They were just unfazed by me just swerving out in front of them like that. I think I am in No, I don't think I'm in New York. Not yet. Still got a long ways to go. Because, like, 9 miles or 8 miles in this game is, it usually takes a little bit longer. But, yeah. There's, what other times? For the most part, yeah, I think they had just they tripped with both me and the one girl about, like, cause I was like, I lived all the, even those guys had tripped over the fact they was all like, fam, you live like that far out in of Seattle and still show up here. I showed, and the crazy thing about it, I showed up to work early every single day. There might have been, like, one day where I was I think there was, like, maybe one day out that whole time I worked there I showed up late. Other than that, I showed up early every single day. And then at times would leave work late. So I showed up early and left late. There'd be times where it's like, okay, especially when they was acting like they didn't want to hire a third person. So, me and the guy that was already working there, he would show up there first. Because he was the supervisor. I remember they gave him the supervisor position, so he had to show up at 7. And I showed up, I think, like, maybe, like, well, actually, no, he showed up, like, prior before 7. He had to clock in at 7. I maybe showed up maybe a few minutes later. And then, yeah, overall, there'd be at times, so he's just like, hey, can you clock in right now, because I need help. So I'm like, all right. Especially in days when he had to do, like, inventory. I remember there was, like, Thursdays he had to do inventory, so he's doing that. And then trying to open up and set up everything and make sure everything is good. So I try to do, like, the most that I can, like, the night prior. But I might, like, mess up, slip up a few times. But still, like, bruh. Like, then they would be in the office, like, talking about whatever. And I'm like, fam, this guy needs help, and you guys is back here doing what? I'll never forget, what day was it? I don't know if it was the day where they had me going, like, back and forth to, like, all 3 locations that was in the area on a broken cart trying to deliver sodas. I don't know if it was that day or if it was another day, but I just remember there was a day where they had, like, they had me mad. Like, I was, like, bro, I was pissed off. Like, I don't think I've ever been that mad before working at that place, but I was mad. And I remember calling for a meeting. I went to the one manager because I was cool with her, and I said, look, at the end of the day, we all need to meet up at the at our location, and we need to talk. Like, all of us. Me, the guy that I work with, and all the managers. And so she was like, okay. Like, I could see in her face, like, yeah, something, he's a little bit upset. Like, I think we pushed our limits with him. So I remember they kind of sat down, they said their things, and then my friend that was working there at the time, he sat down, he said his things, and then they was just like, and so Tyler, do you have any questions? I'm like, yeah, when we gonna hire a third person? I'm like, cause I don't know if I can work here any longer if we ain't gonna have 3 people. Like, I just, like, you know, we ain't getting help. I don't feel appreciated for what I am doing. Like, if we, like, I mean, can we either get paid a little bit more? I mean, what's the situation here? So he sat down and explained it to me, and I'm thinking in my head, like, fam, are you guys hiring a third person? Yes or no? Like, I don't, this small talk, this ain't helping me. But I think now, I'm like, dang, I really did that. They really had me mad that day. Where is this thing at? There he goes. That was it? I guess. My new job is so trash. So many nicknames. I'm trying to think. We didn't. Them guys, they were always giving me nicknames at that place. Eventually, I think they just settled down with what I go by, like on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, those guys, I remember, because though the one supervisor that worked there at the time, because she was a fan of Bryson Tiller, and so I remember there was a day she accidentally. Oh, there's the location. Oh, okay. I guess I'll head to Seattle. Do a road trip back to my home city. Nope, not that. But yeah, she was a fan of Bryson Tiller, and so you gotta check out Salt Lake first. Oh, where's that at? They have it in the game. I wish you could just, like, search up a place and just find it. Where's Salt Lake City at? It's to your right. To my right? Okay. Or at least, like, what state is it in? Oh, right to next. Oh, okay. So now I gotta head back. Okay. Go up. Fam, I'm just trying to look, and then do they have it? I don't even see it. It was Death Valley, Paradise Arena. Oh, there it goes. Okay, never mind. Found it. Found it. What's this? Salt Lake City Speed Trap. Alright. Had me confused for a second. I was about to say, bro, I can't even find it. Alright. Now we heading to Salt Lake City. What are the job stories I got? Honestly, I can't even think of no more job stories. It's like probably like some bad customers. I don't think I've ever talked about the bad customers I've had. Well, I have some at times, but I don't know if I've discussed all of them. These cars taking too long. Out the way. Talked on the one customer. I know I talked on the one customer. I pushed them in the elevator. Or pushed them inside the elevator. Because he wanted to go and walk freaking negative 5 miles per hour inside the elevator. I was like, dang, I didn't know a person can walk this slow getting into the elevator. Doors was closing, so I just kind of gave him a stiff forearm to the back. And was all like, hey, well, shouldn't have been walking that slow. 15 people call me youngin'. And they can tell me what to do. So you call me. They got me so mad. Call me an Oreo as well. Probably gonna quit next month. Yeah, if they saying some like crazy racist stuff to you, I definitely would. Yeah, there's at times customers at my job, they would say things to me, and there's like, if I wasn't getting paid good money there, I probably would have quit a lot earlier. But some of the people at that place felt very entitled. Like, I'll never forget the one guy, he got mad at me because I shortchanged him. I think it was either like 2 or 3 cents. And so I think I gave him like, maybe a couple of pennies, like less than what his change was. And then he was just like, oh, it's such and such. And then I think I thought I had grabbed either 2 more, or I think it was like 2 more. And then he goes and he was just like, 1 more penny. I was like, oh, my fault, man. Then he goes on to say, he was just like, yeah, he was like, you should paid for college. I'm looking at him like, excuse me? And he walked off, and then I was just looking, and I'm like, hold on for a second. And so the supervisor, she was standing right there, so I'm kind of looking at her. She just has like this like shocked look on her face. I'm like, he just said that, right? And she was just like, yeah, she was just like, he really did. And I'm sitting here thinking in my head, so I started asking around, and then I remember I asked, because there's the one chef that worked there, because it was a cafe like / restaurant. And so I asked him, and he was surprised that I didn't like say anything. And I'm like, I've been working around you guys for too long, because if this probably would have been like outside a place, I said, man, if you don't get your old crackhead Bill Cosby looking stuff up out my face, talk about I should have paid for college. I'm like, and look where college got you. It didn't get you no spaceship job. It didn't get you president of the United States. Like, you're literally the janitor for Nordstrom's. Like, you might got like a high-end position here, but you ain't like the Nordstrom brothers position. Like, I'd say some hurtful stuff if I really wanted to, but I was like, I'll admit, working at that place, it did kind of make me a little soft. I ain't even gonna lie. Because I be letting people get away with saying things, and I'm like, man, this would have probably been around the time when I very first started working at that place. I'm like, oh yeah, I probably have lost my job if I had said what was really on my mind. So I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna hold my tongue. That guy, he always like try to like come through, and I remember one time he thought he was gonna try that. And I'm like, okay, that car gonna wait till the last minute turn. But no, he comes through. He's on the phone, acting like he's having some important conversation. Wait, which way I gotta go? But yeah, he comes through acting like he's having some important phone conversation. Act like he ain't even gonna acknowledge me. Holds his card out in my face. I'm like, what are you having? Like, man, your phone call ain't that important. If your phone call was that important, you would have waited to go up to your desk to answer that phone call. It's like you're gonna come to my face and thinking like I really care about your phone call conversation. There it goes. I see it. But yeah, that guy. Then I think at one point in time, he did catch on to, like, me overall just, like, kind of just giving him attitude. Because I'm like, fam, you sit there and tell me I should have paid for college because I shortchanged you a few cents. And I'm like, I'd have shortchanged you a few cents every time you come through here. I'm like, my thing is, like, that's, like, one thing working in, like, in a customer service job. I understand, like, how people feel now, like, working at a customer service job. Like, that's why I can never look at a person and give them attitude now, like, working at a customer service job. Like, when them people, it's funny, like, when people, they be, like, panicking and be, like, you know, like, all frantic and losing it when they, like, shortchange me or mess up on the item or something. And I'm like, fam, it's, like, it's chill. Like, take a breather, relax. It's gonna be perfectly fine. Like, guess you're dealing with somebody that's worked in customer service before, so I can't even be mad at you. It's chill. But yeah, people, they'll get the panicking. They were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean." I'm like, it's fine. Like, take your time. Take all the time you need. I ain't got nothing, but that's why I came up here early. I'm like, cause you know, I know people gonna mess up, so I'm like, it is okay. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever, like, been in an establishment and acted like that rude customer. Especially, like, the customers at my old job. I'm like, I could never act like those people. Smoked my mind today. Came up to me and said, you know, why are you black and white? Stuck in the 30s. Slavery was still a thing. What side you picking? You a blood or a crip? Said if you talking trash to a 15-year-old at Walmart, you have no life. Look at yourself. Probably lost everything in that divorce. Ex-wife probably said, I guess, when priest asked if she wanted to me. Dang. You hitting home for them insults, man. Walmart, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. That's like, it's just places where I'm like, even if it's like a ghetto, like, store, but that's the thing, though. I'm like, I don't even know. Walmart, you see a lot of different people go through Walmart. If you go there enough, people have this, like, picture painted out for Walmart that it's like this ghetto store to be at. And I'm like, fam, I ain't seen people coming through with Teslas, suits, looking like Will Smith and Men in Black, like, and they in there getting some bagels, like. So people think, like, oh, okay, I could go to these, like, stores at ghetto, and I'm like, fam, nah. Okay, I did not see that wall was there. But no, I remember there was one time, though, this guy at my job, he thought I was over, because we had, like, this, like, fruit bar area. So it was, like, kind of like, really had no choice. I can only work at McDonald's, Wendy's, Target, Walmart. It's the policy that Canada made for people who are under 18. Oh, okay, okay. Makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, usually people under the age of 18, that's like, even out here, that's what jobs that we be out here getting, like store jobs like that. But no, like, so the guy, he fills up his, like, fruit thing or his cup full of fruit. And I think it was, like, they charged, like, 60 cents per ounce or something like that. So it was, like, of course, the fruit, the water in the fruit. So it's going to weigh it down a little bit. And so he comes up. Think the fruit cup was like $7 or something like that, and he was like, that seems very expensive. I'm like, oh well, it like also it weighs down the water that's like inside the fruit, and plus you wasn't getting, like, you know, a few little berries. Like, bro, you got some, like, a couple of, like, melon slices in there and berries and some other accessories and stuff. And he's like, well, I still feel like it's expensive. So I'm like, sir, like, that's what you added. I didn't add the fruit for you. Like, that's what you added. So the line's building up. He's sitting there yelling at me and stuff. So I just went and looked on to the next customer, and I was like, made sure he, like, caught my face as it was turning and looking at another person. And I'm like, so how's your day going? Because I'm like, this dude ain't saying nothing. That's one thing I was always waiting for. I was like, a part of me, like, deep down inside, I wanted that man to throw that, like, fruit cup in my face. So I'm like, yes, finally, I got a reason to leave this place. But then they probably would have been like, oh, no, well, he threw the first punch, so therefore you won't be getting fired. I'm like, dang. But, like, maybe I should have put him, like, in a wrestling hold or something. Put him, like, in the walls of Jericho. Then they probably would have fired me. But nah, that guy, I was like... Then there's another time when the crackhead wandered up to our floor. And it was pretty much like same situation. This time, though, it was funny because my friend was there to see it. And so he was like... He was just... I remember he looked at me. He was like, man, the patience that you have. I was like, yeah, this place, it just made me into a loving person. I can't be mad anymore dealing with people. I'm like, I'm just this like I ain't gonna say I'm soft because it's like it's still there, but at the same time it just made me a little bit like it just added more patience to me working at that place. And so yeah, I was like, man, definitely if it had been alright, I ain't mean he good. No, they good. They okay. They probably like whiplash and that's it. They good. But yeah, if it had been like 2016, I probably would have just yeah. I definitely, if all that stuff, I wonder what would have happened if all that stuff, because that was like, okay, I don't know, that truck, I know that truck had to see me going through, but, yeah, if all that stuff throughout the years of working there, if all of it would have just happened all in, like, one sitting, man. Oh, then I'll never forget when they, the last person they hired there, it was so, like, that whole, like, this story is probably without doubt the craziest, like, work story I can possibly have, so... If you know me, you know how big I am into sneakers. I love sneakers. There's this one guy at the Champs shoe store that got me into like knowing more about sneakers. But anyways, so that guy was chill. He worked at the local Champs in my area, and me and him, we always would talk about like the latest Adidas shoes. So anyways, there was like one day where he just like he upped and quit. And I'm like, dang, what happened to him? So, I remember the guy that was working there, he told me, like, oh, yeah, he started dating my cousin, and they fled to Oregon. I was like, oh, wow, that's messed up. And he's, like, all, like, upset and, like, heard about it and stuff. And so I'm like, dang, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm like, but, Dave, do you got any of these shoes in stock in a size 10? I'm like, I'm still up here trying to get my shoes and stuff. So, but anyways, I was like, so I didn't go there anymore. So fast forward to like the beginning of last year. This is like, or maybe was it the end of 2019? It was either the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020. But anyway, so we hired this new girl, and she's like super chill. Probably honestly like one of the coolest people to work there with us. So anyways, I remember she added me on Facebook, and I got like a quick glimpse of like her profile, but what I saw, it was like, fam, this seemed like this could have been on a TV show or something. So, her boyfriend at the time was the guy that got me into shoes. And so I'm like, nah, that's not him. That's probably like a good lookalike or something. That's not him. And so anyways, I was like, man, I can't wait till I go to work next day. I was like, man, forget saying good morning to anybody. I'm walking straight up to her, and I'm asking her about this. It was honestly like some like CSI type stuff. And so anyways, I walked up to her. I was just like, real quick, did your boyfriend used to work at Champs? And she was, and I was like in the city, and I was like, she goes on to say like, yeah, he worked there. I was like, man, I was like, the crazy turnaround. I'm sitting here thinking like this, you know, to whoever this girl is or the guy's cousin, and the guy, I'm like, oh, that's messed up that they did that, left him hanging at Champs all by himself. He didn't work there for that long either, but I was like, man, that was crazy. And then just for her to be working right there with us, and so I was like, I remember telling her how her cousin was acting, and then she just, you know, we was just laughing about it, but I was like, man, that is wild. I was like, I never would have thought I'd been working with the cousin in that whole storyline. And then it was crazy. Then the guy, he ended up working at Nordstrom's not too long later. I don't even know what happened to that cousin. I was like, that guy, he just vanished. I remember this guy with the fancy suit walked in at my old job at Target. This man comes up with a bottle of Coke, rang him up quickly. He gave me $1 tip. He said, a tip looks like, wow. Took the Coke bottle, opened it, spilled it on him, wasting his suit, gave him a paper towel, said, paper towel looks like, dang. Yeah, it's like, you can't say no stuff like that, bro. You is a freaking, now that's some stuff like that. I probably would have just said something back. I've been like, yeah, I'm like, you wasted all that money on that suit. You can't even come through here, get you no $100 champagne. You getting yourself $1 Coke. You spent all that money on that old cheap suit. I got in there and started roasting people. I'm like, you bought that expensive suit and driving a Honda. Like, fam, you ain't going nowhere special. I'm like, you in a grocery store buying $1 Coke in a suit. Like, you wore your Sunday, your church service suit, thinking, like, anybody in here cares. That's why I looked up at everybody and been like, hey, do you care he's wearing the suit? You care he's wearing the suit? No? Okay. I'm like, man, go take your $1 suit, your $1 Coca-Cola, take your $2 having self, and get up out my store. Now, I won't, like, put hands on people. I ain't gonna do anything to, like, you know, do no, like, damage to any, like, material or physical things on them. But mentally, I will, bruh, I would drop a nuke in their brain. But, yeah, I'm like, what other things have I said or did to customers at that place? For the most part, like, I didn't even talk with, like, the crazy and rude customers at my job. I tried to stay far away from them as possible. Then there was the cool customers. So I was all like, man, like, y'all is, like, you guys is chill. I was like, man, I might go up there one of these days just so I can see if they still work there. They probably don't, but, or just so overall see what that place is now. Go up there during, like, maybe, like, the lunch hour. I should one of these days go up to Seattle. I love rude customers because it's something wrong. Get a free punching bag. I swear, man. Yeah, I'm like, I stay far away from them rude customers. I was like, because at times they would just say and do things where I'm all like, all right. I'm like, I'm giving y'all a strike rule. Once you reach that 3 strike mark, all right, I'm just going to let off on y'all. But for the most part, I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'm going to keep my peace. I'm going to just stay over here. I'm not going to say nothing to you. And some of them customers, I'm like, they really tried to, like, push me to a point where I'm like, all right, you guys is really asking for it. I'm like, I'm trying to keep my calm, but y'all are making it extremely hard. That's why that one customer, I remember I pushed them in the elevator, or to get inside the elevator. I was like, I didn't even really care. I remember I told my managers as soon as I had got into my into the kitchen area, because there was like where these doors, so the elevators, right when you get off the elevators, there is the door to get inside the kitchen at the cafe. And so I remember I seen the all the, like, managers was in the office, and I said, hey, if you guys get an email from a customer overall saying that I pushed them, I had my reasons. And they was like, wait a minute, what happened? What happened? And so I told them, I was like, hey, yo, that dude was sitting there taking his sweet precious time walking into the elevators. And me and him, me and that guy, we always had problems before. He act like he couldn't talk to nobody, but he can talk to everybody else that come through. I don't know. I don't want to say that he was racist, but that's how it kind of came off, though. Like, that's what it, like, kind of seemed like. I'm like, I ain't trying to, like, you know, play the race game in this, but I'm just saying he did kind of come off as somebody that was. But anyways, regardless, let's just say he wasn't. He did act a little bit weird and stuff. And so, anyways, I told them, I was like, yeah, he was walking all slow. So I just kind of used my forearm to push him in the elevator. They all just busted out and started laughing. I was thinking them guys was going to be mad, write me up for putting hands on a customer. And I was like, huh, this is odd. I'm like, I didn't think I was going to get this reaction from you guys. Y'all is laughing about this. Even the one manager that was like, he never laughed, and he laughed about that. I was like, wow, these people is chill. I first watched a Karate Kid, acted like I was Daniel LaRusso. Kid come up to me while I was doing the crane kick, walks in, get his chin, shattered. KO, swear at that. I'm like, fam, I don't even think my legs is capable of doing some stuff like that. I remember I tried doing the Karate Kid kick, and I was like, nah. Try it here. It's a little bit foggy, but I'm like, you know, I like it. I know as a kid, I'm like, I don't know how as a kid I always managed to like get through these like tunnels and hold. But I hold my breath. But I used to love these tunnels as a kid. I still do. That kid in me, he just be going through. He just be all happy looking through the tunnels, like the orange lights and stuff. I'm like, I don't care what type of the day it is. I'm like, fam, love them tunnels. I swear, I'm like, the day I get rich, I'm gonna just build like a garage way where it's just them orange lights. Like, in order to drive through my garage, you gotta drive through this like long, like mile-long tunnel. No, that's doing too much because I'm like, there might be a day where I gotta use the bathroom, so I'm like, nah, let me not. I don't want to do all that. Trying to go home. Oh, dang. How'd I get off this bridge? Bruh, this bridge ain't got no exit. Wow. Nah. This bridge, we gotta have some. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this bridge gotta have some sort of exit. There we go, I see it. What's going on? I can't drive forward. Bro, what is... Game was being weird. Fun game, so you hold your breath and swim my long time. I know, right? That was the thing though with me. I was good at doing that. I know there was like the whole challenge on TikTok. I remember I was just kind of joking around with the challenge because I'm like, fam, like I can there because no, Seattle has like a long tunnel like that. I don't think it's like a mile long, but it is pretty long. It might be like half a mile, but yeah, I can hold my breath in some stuff like that. Yeah, that stuff, it never got to me. It's like, that was like, as a kid though, growing up, that was like, that was a game that just overall me and my sister would like play, see how long we can hold our breath. I kind of like what I already had. And plus, it even has that too, so I'm like, it kind of doesn't even make any sense. But yeah, I remember me and my sister, we were overall, dang it, it took the thing off the map. No, I wasn't even that far out, never mind. I gotta figure out a way to get back on this road. No, there's a center in Norway. I don't know the distance, but if you were going 100 miles per hour, it'd take you around 6 hours to get from the entrance to the... Dang! Wow, that tunnel is long, bruh. That is, bro. That's too much. That is way too much. 100 miles... Like, in the tunnel in Seattle, if you're going 100 miles through it, you're gonna probably get outside in the other end in, like, maybe 15, 20 seconds. Like, that's crazy. Probably less than that, but like maybe 10 or 15 seconds. Dang, 6 hours? That's crazy. But if it got them orange lights, I'm like, bro, I'll be in that time. That's a road trip right there, man. That is a full-on road trip. Like, 6 hours out here. Like, I'm trying to think. We're, like, 6 hours. That's, like, probably, like, from Seattle to, like, maybe the middle of Oregon. Or maybe not. Maybe not. No, it might be like kind of like at the top of Oregon. I don't know. It just depends. Depends on traffic, because traffic could be crazy. So it's like probably like, yeah, it might be like around that, like kind of like in the middle part of Oregon. I know a lot of freaking, what was it? Was it last month or a couple of months ago? I think it was last month. Man, it's like me and my family, we took a road trip to California. That road trip was too much, man. My legs was hurting. My feet was hurting. I was wearing these new Paul George shoes. Paul George, his shoes is comfortable with the 5s. But I'm like, man, them are not road trip shoes. I should have just wore me some Air Forces. Or wore me some, like, Air Jordan 1s or something. Freaking something. But Paul George, his new shoes, I'm gonna just let y'all know this right now. Comfortable, but they're not road trip shoes. Sad thing is they couldn't get electricity there, so there's no orange light. Solar powered neon green lights. So I was sleeping in the car, my parents drive. What's this person doing? What are they doing? Why they all just... Hey! Man! Hit my car? Drug deal. They have to be. He's like, so lady, do you have it? She's like, let's just take a moment just to look at this nice grass and stuff. Construction workers like, hey, y'all got about 5 minutes. He's all like, oh, man, dang it. He's just like, look, you got that... He's like, you got that weed from last week? She's like, let's just take a moment. She's just so mesmerized. They all there to buy drugs, and she's just so mesmerized by the grass. It's like, ladies, sell them their drugs, okay? It's like you out here being weird about some, like, she paying attention to the wrong grass. Travis so beautiful. Yeah, fam. It is a nice looking area. Wait, which way? Dang. I'm good. Gotta buy a motorcycle. I think I have one. I don't know if I do or but I might. Is that a bear? It is a bear. So, man, I promise. Yeah, eventually at some point in time I probably will. There we go. Alright, let's go back on this road. Dang, well, I'm dead. No, I'm not. I'm good. Alright. Back on this road trip. I know one thing. I know for a fact that the map is a lot smaller in this game. Because I remember they said in the first one, it'd take you like an hour and a half to drive from one end of the map to the other end. And I think I did, I drove from California to New York. And I think that was like all under, I think that was like in 40-something minutes. It might have been an hour and something, but it definitely wasn't no hour and a half. There goes one of them ghost cars again. Okay, there we go. The arrival of friends ghost. Okay, okay. Alright. Now let's go ahead, drive to Seattle. Where's Seattle at? So I'm saying like Seattle, this don't even look like how the edge of Seattle looks, but Seattle is more in like the middle part of Washington. That's like central Washington, Seattle. I don't know why they got like all the way at top it by the border. It's like Seattle is nowhere near the Canadian border. First crew is more yeah, far more. That's why I'm like, if they would have had like that, but in here, well, then again, I don't know. Maybe they should have did it the other way around. Big giant map, and then had it where it was like, you know, what we're doing in here, but did it in the first one, and then had it where the first one, the story, switch it with that. So it's like, okay, map is not as big, so you can still go around do these missions and stuff. Because I was like, with that one, it just seemed like you wasn't really exploring the whole map. In this one, it's like, you know, they got you going around doing a bunch of things, but the map ain't as big. So that's what I'm saying. They had that one game, the Fuel, bruh, that racing game. You talking about a big giant map in a racing game. Fuel is unmatched. I think they won an award for how big their map is. Because an hour and a half, like let's just say, okay, let me zoom out in this map. So like, if the Fuel, if this game would have been like Fuel, an hour and a half, like on the map, is from here to there. That's an hour and a half on that game Fuel. And you'll be driving just like the same amount of time, same amount of distance in this game. An hour and a half is like from there to like there. I'm telling you, that game Fuel, that map was just, bruh. It was crazy at times. I'll be playing that game. I was like, I'll never forget the one day. Map is so detailed. Yeah, yeah. Need for that map was pretty cool too. I did like their map. But Fuel, man, that map unmatched. I'll admit they didn't really have like a whole lot of stuff in the map because it was like a post-apocalyptic world. So it wasn't a whole lot going on, but still. I remember I drove from one, I thought I was going to do that. I thought I was going to drive from one end of the map to the other end. Nope. What game was that? It was, the game was called Fuel. It was like an old Xbox 360 game. Guess I can't drive through that. But yeah, that was a game I was like, man, I wish that game was available to purchase, but Codemasters, the developers behind that game, they're like, nah, let's keep releasing all these other games that nobody plays and not release that game. Or even remaster it. I'm going to start up a petition and have it where it's like, yo, Codemasters, remaster that game or re-release it. Do something. I'm like, man, that game. I'm kind of like mad at myself for like. I wish I can like get back all the games I've ever traded in, games and consoles. Cause I'm like, what could they have possibly did with that game? I swear, if GameStop's, I'm telling you right now, if they do that still, where they're throwing away video games, I'm suing GameStop's. Cause I heard GameStop's would do that. They'll go and throw their games away, and I'm like, fam, you guys shouldn't have been doing that. Like, y'all should have been giving those games away for free. Like, okay, you buy this game, get 2 free Xbox 360 games. I remember they did get exposed for that. I think it was posted on WorldStar, and they got exposed for throwing away video games. I'm like, are you guys crazy? Full open world Walking Dead. Bruh, they actually do kind of have a game like that's kind of like that called DayZ. It ain't like Walking Dead, but like that was like the closest that we could get to Walking Dead. But I see what you're getting at, and I'm like, I agree 100%. I agree. Not like no crazy, like 7 or not 7, like 10 feet, 20 feet tall zombies with big giant arms and can throw up like just some regular old zombies. But no, like I'm saying, like the people that made that one robot game that I played, Generation Zero, if they were to make a zombie game, I know it would be so good. I know it would be so good. They honestly, bruh, I need to go and make a video talking to them people. Telling them, I'm like, hey, yo, you guys, please, for the love of humanity, make a zombie game. I will promote it. I will play it. I will stream it. Bruh, like, I will marry that game. Okay, I might not marry it, but I'll do as much as I can to promote it. Okay. Honestly, this could have been Washington State too. This is definitely some Washington areas. I'm for certain I've like came through and like exercised in areas like this before. There's this one game called Overkill's The Walking Dead. It has such an amazing trailer, but it seemed like they spent the majority of the budget in the trailer. Game was horrendous. Oh yeah, I remember when they came out with that. Yeah, they that game never actually did release. I remember when they did come out with that, or I remember hearing about it, and I was like, oh fam, that game is gonna be sick. And then they just canceled it, and I was like, wow, well, never mind. I guess that game won't be sick. I was mad, because I was like, I really wanted to play that game, too. And I was like, bruh, like, if they just would have stuck to the script, I mean, like, they could have released it, fixed all the bugs throughout, and it could have had, like, you know, just overall, like, a better ending to the beginning of that game, but... yeah, they said, nah, we just gonna cancel it. And I think they came out with something else, and I'm like, that's not equivalent to what I wanted. I wanted a free roam, open world zombie game. I ain't want what you guys just offered. Then I think I remember PlayStation. Favorite walk. Who your favorite? My favorite Walking Dead character? Dang, that's a hard one. There's a lot. I'll probably have to say Negan. I'll probably have to say him. Because that's like, he caused me to have, like, to actually feel nervous. I watched so many episodes of Walking Dead. I didn't really feel nervous, like, that nervous, like, bone in my body until, like, he showed up. And then just overall, like, you know how colorful that man is when he talks, like, just the things that he says, I'm like, man. He had me, like, kneeled down when they were, like, when he killed off, Well, wait, are you caught up with the show? I ain't gonna say who he killed off. But, like, are you, like, what's, are you on the latest episodes, or, like, mine is Carol, seen that kid caught her and Carol stealing, she threatened kid. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I finished season. Okay, okay. But have you, like, are you caught up with, like, the latest episodes? But if you got through season 10, okay, so, but no, the episode when he killed, Abraham and Glenn, and I was like, hey, yo, like, why am I shaking? Like, I'm not even here right now, but why am I shaking? But just on how he was talking and things, I probably would have been like, hey, yo, real quick, like, I understand you about to kill some of us right now, but I just want to say, like, bars. Bars, bro. Bars. He looked at me and he had just been like, what are you talking about? I'm like, never mind, never mind. He killed Glenn. I dropped the show for 2 years. Yeah, I'll admit, like, I was sad when he killed Glenn. I was very sad when he killed them. I was like, are you serious? Glenn ain't did nothing. You had every opportunity to take out anybody else in that whole circle or in that whole area. You decide Glenn? I was like, that was sad. But I heard, like, Glenn, he wanted to leave the show. He wanted to, like, venture out and do other things. Because he'd been on that show for a while, so, I mean, but I was like, dang, man. Season you on. I'm on the latest season. I'm all caught up with all the episodes. Yeah, I'm all caught up. But yeah, he, then when Carl died, I was like, bruh. I'll admit, I did get a little bit teary-eyed when Carl died. It wasn't so much as when he died, but it was when, baby Judith, she started crying. Because he said, like, goodbye to her or something like that. And then they just, like, they added, like, on the voice thing and was making it seem like she was crying her eyes out. And I was like, man, why do they need to add that? So, they showed Negan's backstory. Oh, that was a pretty good episode. I did like that episode. I had to say, like, that would probably, if there's, like, one, because I know there's, like, a lot of, like, Walking Dead fans that are like, oh, I don't watch the show anymore, so I can't really call them fans anymore. But anyways, that's, like, an episode where I'm like, look, if you're gonna watch Walking Dead, watch that episode. Because that was pretty good. That was pretty cool, though. He had both his wife and his son on the show. His son played the zombie in one of the recent episodes, and then his, that was his actual wife in real life, Lucille. I was like, that's sick that he did that. That's actually pretty cool. But I know this last episode, I don't know if you've seen it, but he said some things where it makes you look at him different. Like, on overall, like, when he was introduced to the show, it's like, you look at him and you're like, dang. But when you put it that way, like, alright. Like, I ain't gonna say what he said or what he was talking about unless you've seen the episode. But yeah, it's like, it makes you have, like, a... Shane was cool, not gonna lie. Yeah, Shane, he was cool. Shane was cool. Shane was definitely one of those guys where it was like, okay, he, yeah, I don't think he definitely in this, like, just later episodes, I don't know, I think the group would have definitely been a little bit more, like, not so much as not trusting, but they probably would have been along the lines like Negan's group. Who knows? Shane probably would have joined Negan's group. I think people, they make it seem like, oh, Shane would have tried to fight Negan, but remember, Shane, he wasn't liking Rick. Shane was trying to kill Rick. So if Shane probably would have lived, he probably would have been with Negan's group. He probably would have left, joined either Negan's or the governor's group. Yeah, this is Washington for you. I don't think I'm in Washington, but it's definitely some Washington weather. It just be foggy outside for no reason. People said that Glenn would have survived the first bad hit. Been absolutely annoying with the second hit finish. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. He definitely, I don't know. Because, I mean, it wasn't like Negan just kind of gave him a little friendly tap across the head. Like, he hit him hard. I think eventually it probably would have caused some, like, I think them bat hits would have caused some severe brain damage. And it probably would have messed him up. He either would have been, like, you know, something would have been wrong with him. Or he probably would have eventually would have died. Because I'm like, I mean, Negan, he messed both Abraham and Glenn up. Because even when he hit Abraham and Abraham came up and was like, suck my nuts, like, Abraham was kind of sluggish. So I think that, yeah, Negan made sure he was taking some heads off with them first hits. Because he knew he was going to kill him. So that's why he put all his, like, you know, strength in them hits. Negan sucked his. Okay, I mean, that's why Negan hit him across his head. But that was kind of like Glenn must have had a soft. Well, he did. He hit Abraham once, so Abraham wasn't like too messed up. But he hit Glenn a couple of times, and then that's why his eye was like all popping out his head and stuff. And I was like, dang, man. I know, I still watch that scene to this day, and it was like, Glenn nobody wasn't expecting it. Because he just was standing there, and he was like, alright, back to it. Then just turned around and went crazy on Glenn, and I'm like, I'll never forget that episode, and was like, what just happened? I was like, this ain't right. This ain't right at all. It's funny, though, watching people's reactions on YouTube when they show, like, those scenes, like that scene, and then the scene when Rick's last episode. I'll admit, like, that scene was sad, though. Like, if they probably would have ended it off of, like, that blast killing Rick, it probably would have been a little bit more sadder. But then they had it where it was like that trash lady had took him off in that helicopter with them people. I'm like, oh. Well, I'm like, I had a feeling like Rick wasn't going to be dead, but I didn't think they were going to show him at the end. If they probably would have just left it alone, then I'd been like, oh, wow, okay. Dang, that's how that showed me. I'm like, maybe Rick does die. I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, when he was all like hallucinating, and then he shot them, then he was like, shot those dynamites, and he was like, I found them. I was like, I'll admit, that was a little sad. That was a little sad. That was probably... Okay, okay. Not gonna lie, Steven Yeun can't get enough. His head being bashed in, Walking Dead, his head got destroyed by Negan. Another series, he got his face clapped by Omni-Man. Then in that Thriller movie, he got his head bashed in by a golf club. Dang. Like, I haven't seen too many of his movies in other shows, but I'm like, man. I'm like, yeah, you might want to stay away from the head stuff. Watch, he gonna do a football movie, gonna get his head smashed in. They're gonna be like, oh, his character is not wearing a helmet, so we just gonna have it where his character just takes a crazy blow to the head. This man head smashed. I know, right? Bruh. It's like, how you expect me to go and find some stuff if it's gonna be on the other side? Okay. I'm like, he's been typecast. It's like, now this is any movie, TV shows he does, it's just gonna involve his head getting bashed in. There we go. Feel bad for Morgan the whole series. I know, Morgan, he's like the one guy. I don't know if you watch Fear of the Walking Dead, but even on there, like, that man, he's like the one person he hasn't had a good story either. He honestly hasn't. I'm like, dang. I'm like, man, can Morgan just please have one good story? Like, he gets something, like, he has something good happen to him, and then he just, like, he takes, like, a step forward, and then he has to take 10 steps backwards. Like, man, like, regain his sanity just to go even more crazy. Like, I don't know if you watch Fear of the Walking Dead, but Fear of the Walking Dead is pretty good, too. Earlish, a cat. Kind of like Rick and Daryl. I know, right? I feel like, yeah, if they, him and his, if they both would have had their sons alive. But I feel like, Rick and, Morgan, if Morgan probably would have been on the show a little bit more, I feel like man, imagine that, like, that had been a trio. Forget duo, it had been a dope trio. Rick, Daryl, and Morgan. That's a trio where it's like, you really don't, because Daryl, he'll, like, sneak up on you. Morgan, I feel like, could play, like, kind of like a psychological game with you. And Rick could just be like, nah, forget that. He's like, I'll walk right up to your face, pull out this revolver, and just shoot you. So it's like, you got, like, a strategic one, you got a mental warfare one, and you got the one he's all like, look, I don't care. Guns blazing, I ain't got nothing to lose. I mean, but they're all kind of like that. I feel like Rick, he's like a mixture between Daryl and Morgan, though. Watch Fear the Walking Dead up to the part where the drug dealer dies. Wait, so like the first season? Because I was like, that's when that's when the drug dealer had died. It was like the first season, I think. Maybe first or second episode. That's like early on in the show. I got bored. Bruh, that's you missed. There are so many things you missed on that show. You gotta watch Fear of the Walking Dead. Because that's like, nah. After that, it actually does get better. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, yeah, bro, you watched like the first 5 minutes of it and got bored. Like, nah, bro. You gotta watch more than that. You definitely gotta watch more than that. Because the show gets so much better. Because there's all these different... who they have on that show? Was she... I don't know. Never mind. I was about to say, I was like... Because I've only been seeing her more so in, like... I think I've only seen her in this movie. It was like this big, giant storm movie. And that was it. I like how everybody is like on Walking Dead. There's like Rosita. They acting like nobody don't remember her from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. I'm like, fam, Rosita, that would be the that always would be the main reason why I know who she is. It's because of Ned's Declassified. everybody's like, oh, I know her from Walking Dead, or I know her from the Selena series on Netflix. I'm like, fam, I know her from Ned's Declassified. Watch the episode where the old man becomes a walker on the plane. Old man becomes a walker on the plane. Old man becomes a walker on the plane. That thing scared the life out of me. I'm like, fam, that thing don't know how close it came to getting run over, but that must have been one of them like smaller episodes. It's like that's not the smaller episodes, but whatchamacallit, like they had like these small episodes that would lead into a bigger episode. I think you watched that. Because I'm like, fam, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was definitely, I remember when they did that too. That was one of them like small episodes. Dang, I almost got 200 miles per hour. Got some money from that though. Alright, do these upgrades and I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day with this stream. It was like the Justin Bieber hair kid was texting his mom on the phone. See, like, shuts off. Yeah, that was like one of those like smaller episodes. That wasn't like one of the big night bird. You gotta watch one of the like bigger, the main episodes. That was it. Huh, alright. I guess I'll take that. Alright. Dang, I streamed this game for 2 hours. It doesn't even feel like it. It feels like I'd be like streaming for a lot shorter times. I don't think anybody's streaming at the moment for me to raid. Shout out to Claw in Order and Tristan17200 for the follows. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I don't think they in the streams anymore, but oh, Ama is streaming. She's streaming late. Guess I'll just go ahead and hit Ama with the raid. So yeah, guys, make sure y'all go follow my good friend Ama. She always kills it with her streams. I wish they just had like an auto raid thing where you could just make that stuff happen right then and there. She's streaming late. All right. Start up this raid. Open up her stream. Alright. I will talk to you guys later on today. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next stream, and peace.
Valid. Sorry if you're just